Hello, welcome to OnceHub Tutorials. My name is Vivek, and today I'll be helping you set up a Zap for your chatbots. This would be helpful in capturing data from your chatbots and sending them to any third-party application that Zapier supports. For this video, we will be sending data from my chatbot, which I've created using one of the many templates we have available, and I will send this data to a Google Sheet that I have set up. First, we'll take a look at the chatbot to see what data I will be sending to the Google Sheet. So some of the data that I want to capture includes the email address, and I have mapped this to a contact field. Similarly, I would like to capture the first and the last name, and I would also like to capture the name of the company that is scheduling with me or the name of the prospect that is scheduling with me, as well as the company size. These are all linked to system contact fields which were already present on the account when the account was created. For this example, I have also created a custom contact field called opted to schedule, and this would be used to capture if the lead or prospect has opted to schedule with my team. And in this way, I can then arrange a callback or a follow up with that person. You can easily create new contact fields by clicking on the gear icon at the top right corner and then clicking on the field library. We will now go to account integrations and take a look at the Zapier setup. You can easily select any of the applications and check if there is a template available that fits your needs. This would save some time in rather than starting the Zap from scratch. However, for this example, I will be starting a Zap from scratch so that I can show you how the fields would be mapped. For the trigger, I would be selecting OnceHub. For the trigger event, you would have to choose any trigger that is related to the contact. It is because it is the contact field that is being used to capture the data in my chatbot. For this example, I will use contact lifecycle event. This will ensure that even if a contact has scheduled with me previously, the data is still captured and then sent to my Google Sheet. For my account, I will select the OneSub account and then click on continue. I can choose to test the trigger, which will allow me to see how the fields are being mapped and what data is being mapped for each field. For the next action, I will select Google Sheets. And for the action event, I want a new row to be created each time the chatbot is submitted or somebody has a conversation with the chatbot. So I'll select the option for Create Spreadsheet Row. The account here represents my demo Google account. This page may look different based on which application you're integrating. Similarly, for the next step, I will choose the drive, which is my Google Drive, where the sheet is located. We can take a quick look at the Google Sheet that I have set up. So there are some fields already in the Google Sheet, such as the first name, the last name, the email, opted to schedule, company name, the company size. For the spreadsheet, I will select the OnceHub Chatbot submissions. For the worksheet, since I only have one sheet, that is what I will be choosing. And now we can begin with mapping the data. For the first name, I can simply search for first name and we see that the first name appears and it is prefixed by contact. This represents that this particular field is a contact field. Similarly, I will map the other fields. Since opted to schedule was a custom field that I have created, it will show data custom field. And now I can map the company name as well and the company size. Go ahead and click on continue. I can test the step and this will send the data to the Google Sheet, and this will ensure that all of the data was mapped correctly. I will go ahead and publish it as well. And in the meantime, we can take a look at the Google Sheet. So it looks like some of the data did come through correctly from my last chatbot submission. I will go ahead and delete this for now. And we will go ahead and create a new chatbot submission so that we can see how the data comes through. For this, I will return to OnceHub and go to the chatbot section, and I will access my chatbot from here. So this is one of the fields that I want to capture, the email address. For this example, we will use a random email. Similarly, I will use a random first and last name. I would choose yes, and then we can see if the data is being captured or not. All of this data should be sent to my Google Sheet. Using the chatbot, I've also scheduled a meeting. And now we can take a look at the Google Sheet to see if the data has come through or not. So as you can see, it is the details that I had filled out, and all of the data has been correctly moved to my Google Sheet. I hope this video was helpful to you. In case you have any queries, you can always reach out to us at support@oncehub.com. I hope you have a good day and take care. Bye bye.